Good morning from Hotwell Dunes, Arizona. We're on our way out and gonna head towards Tucson today and do 3 nights at our 1,000 trails there. This has just been such a great couple nights here. I really could spend a lot more time if we had it. Just being able to go, first thing in the morning and soak in the hot springs, and the people that we met. David, Lon, Bud, Kathy, just such amazing people and travelers. That really was probably the true gift to staying here. Wouldn't you agree? But it should take us about 40 minutes to get back to the highway, which really isn't too bad. The road was a little washboarded, but nothing we haven't driven over worse in Alaska. I just can't say enough. So if you ever find yourself driving the 10 through southern Arizona and it's on the eastern side, I can't recommend enough Hotwell Dunes recreation area. If you do bring an ATV, make sure you have one of those safety flags. As you saw, I had to rig something up yesterday. And just be prepared to enjoy yourself and relax. And if you have Verizon as a mobile carrier, you have spotty LTE coverage if you turn on the booster, but you have a fair 3G coverage. The data part leaves a little bit to be desired, but it is totally functional.
I've worked the last 2 days.
Yeah.
No problem on the internet while we've been here.
I don't think you'd be able to VPN in though.
Actually, I did.
Oh, really?
I VPN'd it and signed the time card.
All right, awesome. So yeah, that says something, but we did have to have our little booster on. I don't know if you've seen our booster before, but it sits down here in the footwell, right by where the parking brake is. And if you don't have one of those boosters, I highly recommend it. They make the kind like that, and they also make the cradle kind, which just plugs straight into a cigarette lighter. Those are good, but these larger ones are better, and it works for 4G LTE. I can't emphasize that enough, that it just makes if you're reliant on voice and data service, you have like a circle of service. It makes your circle bigger, and you can just get off the beaten path even further and enjoy places like this. While we were heading east down the 10, we kept seeing these signs for The Thing. And it was almost like one of those wall drug signs, but these signs started a lot further away than wall drug. Wall drug was just a cluster of signs in that 30 miles before it, but we've been seeing these thing signs for, well, gosh, at least over 100 miles. So we're gonna go check out The Thing. I don't know what The Thing is, but who knows? That's what road trips are about. We'll see you on the road. Last stretch of the road is so rough. Don't get discouraged. If you're coming in from the Bowie side or the I-10, the first 20% of your distance to Hotwell Dunes is pretty washboarded and rough, but the rest of the stuff, it's dirt road and almost smoother than many paved roads. But that first little section of dirt, oh, it is brutal. You either have the decision to go like 3 miles an hour or 30 miles an hour, so you're only hitting the tops of like every other bump. As it turns out, we were also mispronouncing the name of the town here on the 10. It's spelled B-O-W-I-E, like David Bowie, for example, but it's pronounced Bowie, like B-O-U-Y, like for the water. So we apologize to the town of Bowie for mispronouncing your name. We also noticed on our short little drive through Bowie is that it almost has the feel or resembles the town from the movie Cars. I think it's called like Radiator Hot Springs.
Radiator Springs.
Radiator Springs. It's on Route 66 or something like that. But it just has that kind of deserted, past its prime feel, and there are a couple buildings that just look like they could have been straight out of that movie. So when we're driving through there, we'll get some clips and show you what we're talking about. Let's see what we have here. So it's just a little bit of a Old West museum with some antique vehicles, tractor, an old stage. This antique car was believed to have been used by Hitler. Wow. Oh, what do we have here? Some figures or mannequins. Some solid wood sculptures. Interesting. Very sick and twisted. Looks like some Native American art. Chilly in here. We've reached the point where we get to find out what the thing is. Mystery of the desert. It's a wonder. Are you ready to see what the thing is? Oh, there's a baby.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Hey guys, what did you think about the thing? Please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought. Was it worth the $1 to get in? I don't know. It was interesting. There were some neat automobiles and things like that in there, so why not? Right now we are outside of Tucson and about to head into the Thousand Trails Voyager. We are all checked in here to the Thousand Trails Voyager, and I have to say my first impression is it's nice. It's clean. Very cliche parking lot RV side by side looking. I don't think I've seen any grass yet, and I know I'm in Arizona, so I'm not being sarcastic about that. But I don't know, it's just very cliche RV park. We really need to get some laundry done, so I'm gonna go check the laundry room out. It's not very far away, so I don't think we need to unload the ATV. But before we go and get all our laundry out, I just want to make sure that there's washers available. Hello. Oh, looks like there's plenty of washers and dryers available. You know, this place appears to have a lot of amenities that I don't know how useful they are to me, but if you're a retired age full-time RVer, they might be helpful. I saw a health clinic. Right here's a massage center, and Beck said there are a lot of other features. So we'll check it out. We may or may not unload the ATV. We'll see, but we do have permission to unload it. And maybe it is a good way to get around this property, because I think she mentioned there's 1,600 sites here. That's ridiculous. So, all right, I'm not gonna show you guys us doing laundry, because that's where we're heading. Catch up with you later. Hey guys, it's 10 o'clock at night, and it's been an interesting evening. Full of excitement, blessings, and some new friends and inconveniences. We saw a propane truck driving around the campground here and thought, hey, we have about half a tank of propane after we've been traveling through that cold snap. Let's have him top off our tank since he's here, because that saves us the time of driving around to town trying to find a fill-up station. So he fills it up, and our needle normally goes to like 3/4, but he pegged the needle, so it was rather interesting. Then we just start smelling propane. He says, it just got a little full, so run an appliance for a while, and I'll just like kind of take the edge off, and it'll be fine. Well, an hour and a half or two goes by, and the propane smell just persists and almost gets worse. So I call their answering service, because by now it's after hours, and an hour and a half later a guy came out. He was nice enough, but he says that our overflow protection device failed. He thinks we have a leak from the regulator, and there's a leak from one of our lines. Now my question is how the does all that happen at once? Overfills the tank, we got a bad regulator, our overflow protection device fails, and we have a leak in a line, all in the same instance. So we still don't know what's going on per se. The guy who came out has a few years of experience, but not 25 years of experience like his boss. So his boss is going to come out in the morning. But so what he did is he broke off one of the lines and let some of the pressure out of the tank, which is good. So it's now not overfill. Another interesting thing was, and I'm really scatterbrained right now because I haven't eaten dinner and it's just been such a long, ridiculous evening. All the metal piping had like these ice crystals on it. Like it got ridiculously cold. So he said those vapors are very cold for propane, but he couldn't explain why that whole pipe had frost on it. We're talking like Alaska grade frost going on this whole line. Well, there are some blessings to tonight's evening. We made some new friends. When we were at White Sands, we saw a truck towing an Airstream, and they saw us. We, we're just kind of going our way. And then they saw us pulled over on top of that mountain pass. And next thing you know, after we're off the mountain and parked in the Walmart lot, I get a message on Facebook or notification. And Aaron, he ends up commenting and likes his and hers Alaska and ends up commenting, hey, I was jealous of your guys' little pull off there. I was all locked up trying to keep from sliding off the road. And so then it just went on from there, and we started talking, and they made it all the way to Tucson, and we're now in Tucson. So we got together this evening, and they came over right in the middle of our propane leak, and we visited for a while waiting for the guy to come over. And we ended up just turning off the propane valve at the tank. So we can't run our furnace or any of our gas appliances. So they were nice enough, since we don't have a tow vehicle, to run us over to Walmart so we can pick up a oil-filled space heater, which we've been needing one for a while since that pretty forced air one with that artificial looking flame gave out on us. So we did kind of need it. Weren't planning on buying it now. But what was awesome is we met Aaron and Amanda, and they are amazing people and probably going to be some new friends. So, hey, it was a day of highs and lows. But I have rambled on, and I'm going to have some of our leftover venison Indian food from the other night. I can't even remember what night it was from, but yeah, that's all. So I guess if this is the worst thing that happens on the trip, we're doing all right. Good afternoon, guys. Problems from last night are continuing today. But on the good side, we are not smelling propane inside the cab, but there is still a leak out by the tank somewhere. This propane is really kind of taken over our lives. We are not comfortable leaving the motorhome with a propane leak. Especially leaving the dogs inside the motorhome while there's a propane leak. And we're also kind of hanging in limbo for Arizona Propane to have their service guy come out and look at things. I really don't know what to think right now, because I do acknowledge things break. It's a 16-year-old motorhome, but I'll be darned, it's awfully fishy that something like this would happen. We are getting a lot of work done here, though. There's no shortage of things for us to do. But yeah, that's about it. I guess since we don't feel comfortable leaving the dogs here alone with a propane leak, we are pretty much trapped. Let's see what happens, and we'll catch up with you later. Tim, the manager from Arizona Propane, came by and checked things out again, and what he explained is that when the tank got overfilled yesterday, because we possibly have an overflow protection device that malfunctioned, and the liquid actually kind of came out and got all over everywhere. The liquid, obviously, natural gases don't have an odor, but they add an odor to it. But that odorant, if that is a word, gets on the stuff, and it's very oily, and it just does not want to come off. And in our case, especially after the guy on-call guy came out last night and he bled off a couple gallons or so, yeah, that was everywhere. And he said that oil sticks like none other, and the only thing that takes care of it is time. So he double checked everything, and he said he would feel safe leaving his kids and dogs in here alone, and really tried to put our mind at ease. And to make up for the inconvenience, they cut our bill in half, which was a nice gesture. So we are feeling better, but I think we're going to hang out for a little bit longer and run some of the appliances that require propane just because, and try to, just make sure before we go taking off and leaving the dogs in here alone.